Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I'm hearing a little bit of echo. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for tuning in, guys. It's Thursday, and that means we get to know a new entrepreneur. And today, I'm so happy to introduce you to my friend, also from Laos, Phalakone Misai. Hi, Phalakone.
Hey, Marinda, how are you? Thanks for having me in your show today.
Oh, thank you for saying yes. I'm so happy to have you here. Well, first of all, everyone, if you are here with us, make sure to say hi in the comment section below. And if you have any question at all, do not hesitate to ask us. And I will make sure to ask Phalakone for you. So first of all, we are friends. And the way that we know each other is really through our parents. Yeah, I think your dad and my mom are from the same hometown, or your mom too, I think, right?
No, my dad
Yes.
only. Yeah.
Yes. So Phalakone is from France, and he first came to Canada for just a visit. Very, very curious. Came to Canada, and that's kind of like how we kind of got to know each other, but not until he actually moved to Ontario, Canada, that we connected and became friends. So yeah. So Phalakone, can you tell us a little bit more about you and tell our viewers exactly where you're from and where you are right now?
All right. Okay. Thanks, Marida, and hi everyone for the show. So just to let you know, I'm gonna have this strong French accent because yes, as Marinda said, I'm actually from France. So I was born, educated in France with Lao background. And then I decided to move to Toronto maybe 12 years ago. So moving to Toronto, no English, no jobs, just a backpack. And now still in Toronto, you know, as a Canadian citizen. And yeah, that's why I'm here now.
Yes, and actually, that's very interesting. Like he said, and I want to kind of touch base on when he first came. He came here with really just a curiosity, you know, not a set plan, right? Like you came, you're like, you know what? I like it here. I like when I came when I vacation. So I'm gonna see how this journey brings me, and I find that is very, very brave of you.
Yeah, thank you.
Hence the reason why we said started from the basement.
Yeah, that's how I landed in Toronto, living in the basement maybe for almost a year.
Yeah,
and that was actually tough, you know. Like when I moved from France, I had my diploma. I got a good job, but then I just decided, like you said, as an adventure, just to come here and learn English with no plan to stay. So it was like restart from the bottom. Yeah, started from the basement, and then I had to do like a lot of small jobs, call center. I remember the first one was a door-to-door a sales job. I was supposed to get paid $90, but I didn't even get paid my commission. And yeah, after that, so I found a job. I grew into the corporate world, getting like a very, very good job. And after that, I left the corporate world, building my real estate companies. Still here. It's called Condo Imo. It's a one-stop shop services for condo investors. And after having like a really good years, a big burnout, I had a big work on myself. I was trying to find what's really passionate me a lot. And I found my mission, which is really to help my community to build additional income. And that's why I actually wrote a book, which is called La Vie de Rêve. And yeah, we will talk about it.
Yes, that's actually why you're here. But, you know, I want to elaborate a little bit more on your journey, because even though you came with not a set goal, you came, I think you had the choice to come to Montreal or Toronto, which Montreal had a little bit more of the French. So can you tell us a little bit why you've picked Ontario versus Quebec?
Yeah. Yeah, it was actually funny because the first time I came to Canada, that was the time I really liked the country, and I
Mhm.
was okay. I'm gonna come back to Montreal.
Mhm.
But the reason why I decided to move to Toronto was for English and to go out of my comfort zone. Because
Yes.
I knew that if I had chosen Montreal, yes, it would be probably way better for me to just find a job or everything. But I said, you know what, just go somewhere, a new world. It was kind of like the new American world for me. So yeah, that was basically to challenge myself and mostly to learn English.
I love it. And this is kind of like part of my motto too. It's like, be get comfortable with being uncomfortable. So basically get out of your comfort zone, and that's how we become a better version of ourselves, basically. So
Hmm.
I find that very, very interesting. And I think along the way, you've always wanted to help your community, because early on you did have a blog. You had a blog about your adventure, basically, right?
Yes, correct. Yeah, that was like my first internet experience was my blog. It was only, sharing my adventure. Oh, guys, I found a job here. Oh, I discovered Montreal, discovered Toronto. Oh, guys, that's how we can get a job in Toronto, and that's how I built the French immigrant community. It was called Réussir au Canada.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I was really helping my community. Hey guys, if you want to come to Canada, it's not easy, but that's how I can help you. Just giving some tips and advice as
Mm-hmm.
an immigrant. And yeah, and after that, I actually learned a lot of business skills and marketing with that. I think it was the beginning of my journey. And yeah, I mean, I should thank myself for having started a blog because
You
that was
should.
probably my first step in doing something other than just my regular job. Yeah.
You know what? The one thing that I want to share with everyone is that I think entrepreneurs, like, they have such a big heart, always this wanting to help others. You know how yes, thank yourself, because to start a blog when you're having, you're struggling yourself to kind of like, make it happen. You're like, you know what? Let me just help other people along the way, because, it's so hard for me and I want to help others. And it's
Mhm.
kind of like along the line of why I started Maxi this community for entrepreneurs, because as I'm trying to discover and figuring everything out, I wanted to help others who was kind of like more in the beginning stage than me, and help them along the way. But I'm learning too. And yeah, so I find that that's the one thing that I wanted to share with everyone, is that you have a big heart, because even now today, you continue to help the community, and you even have, like, I don't want to take everything away, but I want to make sure that we touch how you're giving back also to
Mhm.
the community. And
Mhm.
so you want to tell us a little bit more about that?
Yes, how I give back to the community, it's a lot of actually coaching programs. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I help my community to create additional income, and that's actually what I discovered coming in Canada. But let me just go back in times. I was an immigrant in Canada, working in a call center, and then I went to California for
Mm.
one of my best friend birthday, and I had a chance to visit Beverly Hills. I know it sounds like, maybe crazy or normal, but for me, growing into like a modest environment, it was the first time, Marinda, in my life, I was discovering what is the world of rich people. Like the mansion, the supercars, they have 3, 5 cars in front of the house. And I was, oh man, I think those guys, they probably did another choice than just working into a regular 9 to 5. So that was my first wake up
Mm-hmm.
call. And then I was reading a lot of books, which one of them was Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Mm-hmm.
This book actually exploded my mind. Like seriously, it was like, wow, that's the answers I was looking for. Like I know we have the world of security, having the 9 to 5, but I know like there is another world, building a business, additional income, investing in real estate that exists. And that was for me just that's what is this world. So that's why in 2015 I got my 6-figure salary, but I was still unhappy. And what happened? And I asked one of my friends gave me an opportunity to go back to Laos for like a 4 months opportunity to do like some non-profit activities. So what I had to do, I had to go back to my boss and say, "Oh, Mr. Boss, Mr. Manager, can I go take 4 months off and help like those kids in Laos?" And then for sure he told me no. And that's why I realized, you know what, you can be like owner of your house, you can travel the world, you can have 6-figure salary, but you don't have any freedom. And that's really the time I said, stop the corporate world. And then, yes, that's how I got into my journey. And that's how I want to help my community, saying, hey, guys, I've been through finding a job, now moving into an entrepreneur, from self-employed, and now I'm having a team of almost 5 people. So, yeah, that's how I want to help people and entrepreneurs also like to build their business, yeah.
Yeah. And, the nonprofit part, 4 months, saying bye to that job and then just to go do something that is nonprofit, says a lot about your character as a person. And I think even today, you even have something that you've created to continue helping that nonprofit organization, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes, I created a nonprofit foundation with my spouse, which is called Chanpala Foundation. And we basically help education in northern Laos. And the story, how it started 3 years ago. So we got married in Laos, me and my wife, and we brought a lot of friends. But we asked all of our friends, please, guys, do not bring us any gift, no envelope, or nothing for us. But if you want to bring something, please bring some school's materials, any pencil or cahier, je sais pas comment on dit cahier. Oh, sorry.
Notebook.
Notebooks, yeah. And then all of our friends, they brought notebooks, pens, like toys that I gave to my dad's village, hometown, the school. And the year after, when I took a break with my spouse, we took like a 6 months break to Southeast Asia. We went back to the village and we stayed like almost 15 days teaching English to those kids. And now we said, everything we're gonna do, at least for my business incomes, I'm gonna give like a small repartition to this foundation.
See, that is so amazing. And that is actually the part, when I got to interview in the beginning and kind of like making all these beautiful notes about your journey and what you're doing is just amazing. And I want to make sure that I get to share that with a lot of people. I feel like a lot of entrepreneurs, they have such a big heart and they don't even realize how much they're impacting like the people around them, and wanting to give back this percentage of your income, the hard-earned money, and giving it part away. It's actually, like what you did all of this business for, like knowing your why, like why you started all of this, right?
Yeah.
How does it make you feel like now that you're able to kind of like give back and like, continue to, better yourself? And
I think like the giving back, the contribution that I'm able to make, it's probably now a part of my why, before that it was just, oh my God, I just want to have this level of financial success. It was only just for me, individual. But since the time I went to the school, I gave the pencil to this kid, it was like almost giving them like a PlayStation for them. And every day I'm like, oh, we have to go back and do something good for them. So that's giving me the reason to wake up and really like to work hard. I mean, also to my community.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's probably, yeah, it's one of my biggest value, which is the contribution. I would,
Yeah,
yeah,
I think that finding the why is so important. I don't know if you read the book Start with Why
with the
from
why, yeah,
yeah, Simon Sinek. And I think that's kind of like wanted to bring back to like the reason why when you started as an entrepreneur, you had that burnout, right?
yeah,
Like the part. And so I think when I was interviewing you, I think you touched base on like four different points. And also like you were just saying just now, like maybe because you didn't really have a why, you just kind of wanted to do well, but not having a strong why. So can you
yeah.
tell us a little bit more about that part?
Yes. So yeah, 3 years ago was like one of my biggest real estate years. I think I was closing almost like 25 million in transaction just by myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I got a big burnout just 1 month before my wedding. It wasn't because of the wedding, but
Oh, yes, just making sure that in case your wife is tuning in, it's not the wedding.
but you know, I was the kind of entrepreneur, self-employed, doing everything by myself. And after the burnout, I realized, you know, you might have a lot of income, but something is missing in your life. So that's why I took like this 2 years break, working on myself. And the four criterias you mentioned is what we call, I mean, what the Japanese call the concept of ikigai. So in order to be unstoppable, you need to find the passion, the talent that you have, the people that needs this, I mean, your talent, and the business model. And I think like before that, I had only like 3 out of 4. So yes, I had the people, I mean, I had the client, I had the business, I had my talent, but it wasn't really my passion because I was doing a lot of tasks that are not my unique ability.
Mm-hmm.
And now I mean, I'm still building my team, and now I really want to build a team based on each unique ability, saying like, I'm good at doing this. I need to find people doing stuff that I'm not good at, and I don't like that that are their superpowers.
Mm-hmm.
So that's basically, but yeah, finding the ikigai is not like a fixed it's not a fixed thing because it changes every year because I mean, you grow every year.
Mm-hmm.
So I did another one, like I probably do this exercise now twice per year. And that would be probably the first advice, I mean, I could give to any entrepreneur. You know, when we have the question, oh, I want to start a business, but I don't know what to do. I don't have any idea.
Mm-hmm.
Start with the ikigai, really.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, and then thank you so much. I find that like I was even taking notes when he was telling me these, and I was like, okay, I want to make sure. And now it's recorded, so I can review at any time.
Mm-hmm.
But that also kind of like brings us back to like the coaching services that you have, the coaching that you do, which is essentially helping people go from self-employed to CEO. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the coaching I can help people. I mean, my main focus it's really help. I mean, educated financially my community and start building additional income.
Mm-hmm.
But for the entrepreneurs, I know what it's been of working by yourself. You know, trying to do everything, not able to delegate, or maybe not knowing how to delegate. That was actually a big thing because it took me probably 3 years to find the right people. I'm still searching for the right people.
Yeah.
I don't say that my team is not we like really a good team right now, but first I was, oh my god, like every person that I found are not good enough, you know. And a second step was, oh, maybe I'm not good enough, you know, to give the instruction or just to give them a vision, because it's easy to have everything in your mind, but it's really hard to communicate the passion, the vision that you want to have for your company.
Yes.
And that's why I mean, myself, I go to a lot of coaching session. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm really able to help like the beginner entrepreneur, the wannabe entrepreneur, to go maybe just from one people to maybe 2 or 3 person, because a lot of tools are here to help us. And yeah, the unique ability is actually, it's not that I'm creating that, huh? I'm not reinventing the wheels,
No.
just taking this from like proven system and method. But yeah, that's kind of things I can probably look at. I mean, if you have any entrepreneurs, I mean, in need of going from 1 person to 2, 3, 5,
Yes.
that's definitely something I can probably help, yeah, by sharing
Yes,
what I do.
I really really think so. And there's this thing that we're talking about where um came to my attention is that a lot of people, like, how you're big on your community with essentially are the French people. um a lot of French people are in the look of the right coach for them, and for some reason we only see the English, coach. We're only, even if you were to look in Instagram, because we live in North America, we would see a lot more of the English speaking coach. And I was like, I know a French coach, which is Phalakone, and he can definitely help that community, and is kind of like an expansion of what you're already doing, right?
Yeah, yeah. It's actually, I mean, everything that I, let's say, teach
Mm-hmm.
or like ask my student to do is, I mean, the all method or process that I've been doing for
Yes.
myself first, and I mean, they decide to take it or not, but at least I know I've did it for me and I know it works.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And which brings us to talk about La Vie de Rêve. Let's talk a little bit more about your book, and that's why you're here this month, guy. If you're just tuning in with us, we are from Max Efficient. It's an entrepreneur group for entrepreneurs helping other entrepreneurs. And this month, we are talking about authors, people who wrote their own books. And Phalakone is here today to talk about La Vie de Rêve, which is currently only in French, but in the coming year, which is soon, it will be translated in English. So
Correct.
let's talk about it.
Yes, so yeah, Marinda, so the book is called La Vie de Rêve. So it's available right now on Amazon, France, Canada.com, everything. How I ended up writing the book, I think, it's, I use the template. I mean, I don't know if you have any entrepreneur who wants to write a book.
Yes.
I use the marketing template that's called the hero's journey.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that really applies to my story.
Mm-hmm.
Coming from France to another country, challenging myself, exploring and discovering things. Now I felt that after discovering the truth of financial freedom, and I was, oh my God, guys, you need to take a look at what I did and how it works. So that's the main reason. It's about sharing what I did for me, building income on the real estate, stock market, and online business.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, it will be translated in English for sure. But and that's a book that's going to help you to understand better how the money works and how you can create passive income. Yeah.
Yes, and I actually went to your website and I looked at a few things, to know more about your journey. And something stood out to me was definitely not only you came to Canada with nothing, you kind of came minus, more of a minus than coming with nothing, and to where you are today. So I feel like that is, and such an inspiration. And La Vie de Rêve in English is the dream life. Just
Yeah.
just do the translation here.
Yes.
And the fact that we're talking about starting from the basement and to make it happen, I wanted to have you share your journey of not only it started from the basement, but there's even more depth to it, and
Mhm.
making it happen, like making what happen, and where you're at right now. So if you can elaborate a little bit more on that.
Yeah, just to go back also like on the book,
Yes.
it's also like I want to give the new perspective about success.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing, I mean, when people learn about success, I mean, for me,
Yes.
before was just go to school and have a good job, and that's, I mean, for me, I found that I really had a good job, but
Mm-hmm.
for me, it wasn't success. And
Mm-hmm.
now, when I call the dream life, it's basically having the life that you design and not by default. So which is, yes, I came to Canada with really no English, and I had a student loan plus real estate loan. It was worth maybe $150,000. And yes, now I have, like, I mean, if you want to share some numbers, I mean, I reached a real estate portfolio of 4 million. I now have a net worth more than a million Canadian. And yeah, that's how I make this code, like, started from the basement and
Mm-hmm.
make it happen. It's, I mean, if me, which is not Superman, but you know, I who did those things, I'm really confident that everyone here can succeed in his life. But also, I want to give them, for me, what is called success. It's the freedom of time. More than before, it was just, making a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
I had no why before,
Mm-hmm.
but it's mostly now, having the freedom of time, being able, like, to be with my spouse, my daughter, and if I want to move from Canada, I actually had, since I started my journey as an entrepreneur, I had a minimum of 2 months and a half minimum out of Canada since the past 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's for me. I mean, for me, it was the kind of freedom being able to be in Canada, France, or maybe Southeast Asia.
Yes. And you know what? I think this is so important for anyone. Like, defining your whys. Like, what do you want out of life? And what does success mean to you? I think there's a lot of misconception that success comes with a number.
Yeah.
To me, like, not to be like full of myself or anything, but to me, I've always felt like I was successful,
Yeah.
and it never had a number. Or when money is like, whenever I feel like I want something, or if I want something, I make it happen, like exactly as you're saying. So it's like, oh, I want to have a baby, so I would kind of like do things so that I can have a baby and not stay away from that idea. So as long as you always check in with yourself, and I think that a lot of people don't do that. They don't check in with themselves. What do I want? Why do I do a 9 to 5? If you're doing a 9 to 5 because you don't want, like, you don't want to work outside of the 9 to 5, if you have trouble, how do you say it, like, if you're an entrepreneur because you're working 24/7 when you're an entrepreneur, right? So some people would prefer 9 to 5 in a sense, like, oh, so I don't have to think about anything else and it makes me less stressful. So there's always a reason why somebody is doing something and why something is working for someone, right? So don't define the dream life of someone else that is your dream life, right?
Yeah.
I think the dream life is really to feel fulfilled. I don't know if you know what I mean. Like, if
Yeah.
that.
I mean, that's probably what I call, like, to live a life by design and not by default.
Yes.
I'm not saying that being an employee is bad.
Yes.
It's just like, if you know that you
Yes.
choose this life, okay, but don't, I mean, what's hurting me a lot when I see a lot of friends or even like my network, and that's the reason why I want to help people, it's, you see, like, a lot of super intelligent people, very competent, very skillful, and they have a dream inside them. Oh, I want to do this. Or it could be, building a company, I don't know, go to Thailand 6 months, and they just don't do it because, oh, I have no choice. That's, for me, really tough, to hear that.
Yes.
I want to give them the keys. Oh, you can have the life that you want. You can stay an employee, but at least you know that something else exists, and you can create the life that you want. Yeah.
Yes,
So I think by
exactly.
design, not by default. Yeah.
Yeah, I think maybe the part is kind of like when you cross paths with people who feel stuck, feel like they don't have a choice, but really everyone have a choice. If
Yeah.
your choice is to do nothing about it, that's like your choice. But
Hmm.
don't say that you don't have a choice. You don't have option because there's if you didn't say no, if your boss said no, Falcon, you cannot have 4 months off and you're like, okay, then you just you just didn't do anything. You
Yeah.
didn't you wouldn't be where you are today.
Hmm. And you know what? Something also I want to share with like the
Mhm.
community is, I mean, when we see other people succeed, don't don't believe they don't have problems. We all
Yeah.
have problems. Okay, we all have problems. As a parents, I mean, personal and professional. It's not because, oh my God, I live this. We at the end of the day, we are all human beings.
Mhm.
We all have problems and things to solve. But yeah, it's how you react to the problem and the obstacle that's gonna make the difference. You know.
Yes. Yeah. Really well said. Really well said. I love that. Oh my gosh. Like, and then, at the end of the day, I find that what I've learned in my entrepreneurship journey is that it's 80% mindset, self development, and 20% business.
Mm.
So I think we are coming back into like wanting to hire people to help you and feeling like, oh, what if they don't do a good job? Or, like they're not doing a good job. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe it's me.
Yeah.
Maybe I didn't give specific instruction. So
Mhm.
always kind of like, like when you look at the mirror, always reflect back on both sides. And then when you're willing to do the work on yourself,
Mm.
that I think that's the difference, uh,
Yes.
right?
Yeah. It's I mean, specifically for me this year, I was working a lot of myself, doing a lot of
Mhm.
introspection, just finding, oh my God, I need to switch something,
Mhm.
internally. So that's why, yes, I had a lot of, and I still have a lot of coach.
Yes, let's
But,
talk.
yeah, I have someone helping me for my marketing.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I have a coach for my marketing. I have a coach specifically to how to build the business. He called that a self-managing company. That's
Mm-hmm.
why he's training me to hire the right people, how to give them the right task, and also how to to delegate the task. It's actually probably one of the best training. They're actually located in Toronto.
Oh yeah.
Another one is more like a self-development
Mm-hmm.
coaching, because I think maybe probably you do, Marinda, but I really believe that the life or the business that you are giving to yourself depends on the level your mindset is. I mean, if we have to give a number, if my mindset is at 10, I'm not going to be able to have the result of someone whose the mindset is 100,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and this, it's unlimited. But
Yes.
it's a lot of work because you need to go against the odds and like, oh my God, I don't like doing this, but you probably have to do it to grow and to grow.
Yes, and that's kind of like I wanted to talk also about Mel. Last week it was our featured member, and
Okay.
she also works with three different coaches. And one of the reason why she wrote her book was really because my coach told me to. And so it was something like you said, where she was like, oh, I don't really want to do it, but yeah, it must be something that I need to do. I'm paying the coach to coach me to become, to go to the next level, to go from 6 figure to 7 figure. So I'm not going to stay with the 6 figure mindset. I'm going to
Yeah.
go and do something and work on myself so that I can go to the next level, which is
Mhm.
what she did. And that's kind of like how she wrote her book. And
Nice.
then, and that's why I find that with anyone that who want to write their books, their why is different. Because for you, it was really because you wanted to help your community. You
Mhm.
wanted to share what is a dream life to you, and why you're like writing this book essentially. And
Yes.
so you see, like everyone have a different reason for writing a book.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Are you planning to write a book, Marinda?
Yes.
Maybe on your entrepreneurial journey?
No, I am going to write a book, and that's why I'm like interviewing people. I'm not saying it's going to happen tomorrow,
Mm.
but definitely have so much to share with the people. I just have to kind of like have the one thing first, sir.
Yeah. The
I'm
one thing.
I'm already super happy of where 2021 is heading, having clarity, finding my why and what, like my talent, my passion, and now building a business around it so that it could kind of like go so that I can have the CEO mindset and not like right now I'm like the one woman show, like I'm doing
Yeah,
it.
the one woman show. Yeah.
It's just it. It's a matter of time that I'm going to need to start hiring people to help me go to the next level. And yeah, so that's why I wanted you to share a little bit more how you found your coaches and who, like, because one thing when we had that initial interview, the two of us, you said that you have to find the right coach for you, like depending of what your goals are. So I feel like you have the perfect words of wisdom to share with our viewers
Mm.
what it is that you need to know before you hire a coach.
I mean, how I decide
Mm-hmm.
to choose to work with someone, I mean, a specific coach, it's
Mm-hmm.
for me, I like to work with someone who has the result that I want to have.
Yes.
So at least I can just copy the same system and just do it. So that's probably my first criteria. And the second one is also references.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if I know people that been through the coaching or just the program, that give me a lot of confidence.
Mm-hmm.
And for the business coach, I've got this from a different entrepreneurs say like, oh man, that's the one you need to go. And you hear 1, 2, 3, 4 times. And yeah, that's actually how I find the coach. Yeah.
Yeah, so word of mouth. You would say that
Word
you
of mouth. Yeah. Word of
Mhm.
mouth. And also, okay, I wanna look like this guy, or I wanna look like
Yes.
this entrepreneur, or at least having the same result, and yeah, that's probably like the two main things. Yeah.
Yeah, because I like the one thing that I know is that what Mel said too last time. She was like, you wouldn't see an Olympian go to the Olympics without having a coach, without working with a coach. And it's the same thing. If you're an entrepreneur and you want to succeed, you have this goal, you don't know how, you need to have a coach to bridge that gap. And so
Yeah.
you can help you.
Mhm.
I think one thing she said to me was that if you don't have a coach, you're going to fail. and and she goes, it's okay, you can fail and learn, but the coach will help you get there faster.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So I think, like, to me, failure is not kind of like a fear. Like, I don't have a fear of failure. It's more of like, I need to fail faster so I can
Yeah.
learn faster and get faster.
That's really good mindset.
But at the same time, it's like, I need the help so that I can pick it back up and I can speed up the process a little bit, right?
Yeah, yeah. And that's actually the role and the support from a coach and the community. Sometimes I just have sometimes it could be simple or not, but the marketing question, hey guys, I'm planning to do this. And instead of just being with yourself,
Yes.
should I do it? I don't do it. And then at least you have other opinions, but also opinions from people who are doing the same thing. Not like from just a friend or someone who
Yes.
doesn't understand. At least they know what kind of business you're trying to do, and they can relate. That's the
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, I think having the right support group, the people to support you, is very important, because the one thing, like me and you, I had no idea that we have the same kind of mindset until we took that trip to Paris. Like, I'm a flight attendant, and I took my friend with me on an adventure, and we just went to Paris together. And during the flight and during our journey, we were able to realize that early on, when we were like younger, we went to that same real estate, what is it called? Like real estate meeting?
Yeah, real estate meeting, joint venture, or
Yes.
I don't know which one was it. I've been to a different one, but
Yes.
yeah, I think that was one of them. Yeah.
Yeah. So like made me realize that, oh, we've always had this thirst, this curiosity of what's on the other side. There might be something that I don't know, that people are doing, right? And so just knowing that we went to the same kind of meeting and having the entrepreneurship mindset was kind of like I don't know, it made me realize that one day we're probably going to meet and cross path, and which is where we are right now. And I actually started having kids way before sick. Got busy, so I kind of put the pause on entrepreneurship like for 1 decade.
Wow.
And now it's your turn to kind of like help me along the way.
Yeah, now it's my turn to be like, to have the parent life. So I just have a daughter, which she's now 15 months. And like I have a lot of admiration and to parents who are entrepreneur. Sometimes they are just one parent, a mompreneur or the dad. It's a lot of work, not a lot of sleep. But yeah, still having the strength to building your business, it's already like a big step ahead. It's already a step ahead, yeah.
I feel like as an entrepreneur, if you don't have the right support group, like the right people that understand, like that, who had the walk or understand the feeling behind it, you're already questioning yourself. Like me every day, I'm like, what am I doing? Why can't I just be a mom and just like hang out with my kids? Like, what am I doing? But there's this curiosity, this thirst, this something that I want to explore. And at the end of the day, I'm not doing it to impress anyone. I'm not trying to prove anything to anyone but myself.
Yeah.
Fulfill and do something that I'm passionate about too. I'm big on, helping my children be the best version of themselves. Like I realized same thing. I read the book Rich Dad Poor Dad, and I realized that I was raising kids to be entrepreneurs, to have the entrepreneur mindset. It's okay to follow rules, but always have the question why I'm doing something. And I realized, and my kids are already investors. They're already making their own money, and they're already investing their money, and so forth. And I'm like, I realized that I was on the other quadrant. I was an employee raising entrepreneur. And I was like, I need to go on the other one. So I can walk the walk and lead them, and be the right support for when they're going to need me to. So kind of like, when we talk about why, my why is because of my kids. I want to be able to like fail and get up in front of them, show them that it's okay to fail and go get back up. And because I feel like I was just telling them, it's okay, you can fail and stuff. But then here I am in my comfort zone, like of working. And I'm like, no, you know what? I'll show you that I can actually do it. So yeah, they see me. It's so hard. I'm always like working. You talk about little sleep. I haven't slept in like a decade.
No, yeah, that's right. Like you have 3 kids now. It's congratulations already. Yeah?
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, like just about like coming back to the launching a business or just pursuing the passion that you have is one thing that actually pushed me to take action. Is for me, I wanted to have failure. So, I was like, oh my God, I didn't fail enough. So I had to do stuff I've never done just to have like, oh, boom, like it's not good for you. But yeah, we only have one life, and either you do something or you don't do. I mean, people are going to talk about you, whether you do or you don't. So better just do it for yourself and let other people talk and. Now I like the haters now.
Yes, you know what? I love it. It's true. It's just like you want to experience thing, and part
Mm,
of experiencing life and living the life is to fail,
mhm.
and to kind of like get up, back up. It's as simple as that. I
Yeah.
keep telling my kids, like, do you see a baby coming out of the mama's belly and start running? Running out of the belly? No, you're gonna see the baby struggle. The
Yeah.
head can't lift their head. Then they're gonna have to like just roll over, then crawl, and then they start walking, and then they fall. Do you see a baby give up? Just like, I quit. I don't want to learn how to walk anymore. No. And I think that the attitude in life should just be as simple as that. Just be willing to like fail and go back up
Yeah.
and things like that. Yeah, so I love that. Thank you so much for being with us again. This is a part of a Maxivision Facebook group, which is a community for entrepreneurs to help each other. Having the right support is so important. And this is a community where you're going to get weekly draws. And one of the draw is from, of course, our featured members. Every Monday, we featuring a specific entrepreneur. And on Thursdays, we go live and we do live Q&A, and we get to know more about what it is that that entrepreneur does. And which brings me to talk about your special offer to the member of the group.
Thank you. So my special offer for the withdrawals will be a copy of my book, so shipped directly to your house, and a one-on-one coaching session, like with me, about what are you struggling right now. I mean, specifically more on the business side, how I can help you maybe to build a team, or just go from the self-employed to, yes, a CEO or team leaders. And yes, that would be my big withdrawal. I mean, yeah, that would be my price.
For the draw. The
For the
price
draw.
for the draw.
Yes, sorry.
Not the withdrawal.
No, not the withdrawal. Sorry for that.
That's okay. As you know, our first language is definitely not English, but we are here and we're
We're here.
we're getting out of our comfort zone.
Well, your English is better than mine for sure.
Oh,
So
stop.
I hope the community will understand, and the well. So and once I have the book in English, I'm gonna ask Marinda to call me back on the show and to give me another copy of the English translation.
That would be amazing. And you know what? Speaking of a networking group, a group of entrepreneurs who support each other, I already have somebody in line for the job to translate your book. His name is Thomas Shu, and he is the founder of Words Overseas, which do the translation that like from any languages. Like I think there's not one language that he doesn't translate. So I think that La Vie de Rêve is gonna be soon in English, like within no time. So I'm gonna have to have you coming back very soon for sure.
All right, that would be my pleasure.
Yes. So again, guys, if you want to get a copy of this book, La Vie de Rêve, hey, even if you're English speaker, maybe you want to, polish your French. So why not get the copy in French anyways? And the coaching session is so crucial. For those of you who've never worked with coaches, this would be a very, very good opportunity for you to figure out how it is like to work with someone, someone who has walked the walk and can definitely point you towards the right direction. Right? So make sure to check out the link below, how to go to our group to join us. If you want to get connected with Suk, with any of the services that he offers, which is so many, that's why I was so happy to introduce you, the viewers, to him, because he's a serial entrepreneur and he has the Condo Imo. He's an author now, and he has his coaching business, which actually we didn't get to elaborate on a little bit, what kind of coaching right now that you have, and which I'm going to come back to, coaching. And so that's the things that he's doing. All the links are going to be in the description box below. Make sure to give us a thumbs up for this video, and also subscribe to my channel, because every week I come in with a new featured member, giving you like very, very good tip on the entrepreneurship journey. So
Mhm.
on that note, let's just talk a little bit about your coaching services.
Yes. Okay. One of the main coaching is actually so I give them 3 months. How do you say that? Yeah, a 3 months training online first.
Mm-hmm.
But on top of that, I give them like a coaching session on group where I can really guide them through the struggle, the question that they have, and making sure they really advance from months number 1 to months number 3. And right now, for the end of the year, we actually giving like a additional 3 months. So
Ah,
it's actually 6 months of uh, coaching and being with me and the other members, plus all the online training that you have, mostly on the mindset, the real estate, and entrepreneurship and stock market. Yeah.
oh, that's amazing. So that means that for the same price, instead of having 3 months, they have 6 months. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
That's right.
And your online program, is it week by week, or is like if someone wants to like do it all
It's
at once?
It's actually week by week, and that's for 12 weeks, but you still have access all your life.
Ah,
But the reason why I give the content week by week, I want to make sure they do the homework and not just give, because it's a lot of content, video. And I know I've been through it. Every time I take a training, you can take the whole training the weekend and then just do nothing.
yes.
So it's first week you do this, and we give you 1 week to do it, and then week 2, week 3, week 4 weeks until the 12th week. So
And
yes,
how,
yeah.
oh,
No,
and
no.
do you meet with them weekly?
I meet with them monthly.
Okay.
Monthly, yes. So
Okay.
I meet them monthly, but the training is delivered weekly. Yes,
Okay. Sounds
delivered
good.
weekly.
And
Yeah.
everybody comes in a different stage in that monthly. Somebody could be at week 1 and somebody else could be at week 3 or something like
They're
that.
all together on the. I mean, I'm limiting
Yes.
the coaching group to 4-person maximum,
Ah,
because if not, it takes too long. But
yes.
that's also the way for any members who can learn from others. That's what I call
Yes.
the collective brain. I don't know if that's, yeah, the collective brain. So
Mhm.
at least it's already giving them some advice on maybe future steps that they have to do,
Yes.
or maybe just having a question that they didn't think of.
Yes, exactly. So this community is directly on your website, or is it like another Facebook? It's in your
It's
community.
on my website. They can just go and, contact my assistant. Then we usually have a call. I also want to make sure of the student if he's ready to do
Mm-hmm.
it. I'm not accepting all the students. I just want to
Mm-hmm.
make sure that's the right one, and I'm able to help him or her.
Yes. Yes.
And yeah, after the strategy call, then we see, okay, yes, we can go ahead. If not, then might not be the best person.
Yes, I love that because you need to know, like if you want to deliver the result, you need to know that you can actually help the person. So I think strategy call is always the way to go. And
Yes.
yeah, so thank you so much. I can't believe that we're like already at the mark
Yeah.
of the hour. It see, I told you it flies by. There's so many things to cover, and
Mhm.
um, a lot of people, especially during this time, feel so alone. Not having the right support, and then give up.
Mhm.
I just want to provide enough tools and know that it's okay. Like failure is a must.
Yes.
It's like not if I fail. It's like when I fail. It's like,
Mhm.
you know what I mean.
Yes.
And actually, I wanted to ask one more thing before we end. Is Were you afraid of failure before you started this whole journey?
Actually, for me, it was mandatory for me to fail. So that's how I saw it. I wasn't really scared of the failure because I knew I had to go to the failure first. You know?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you were kind of like expecting it.
Yes, I
Yes.
was expecting the failure. Yeah. And I
And
think that's what helps me a lot to be motivated. Just, oh, and you have to fail. if you don't fail, that means you just didn't try enough, or that was the way I was thinking.
Yeah,
I
like
don't know if it's
maybe
clear,
you're
but
too safe, maybe.
yes, yes, yeah.
Yes. And do you think that the shift of mindset, what would you say one takeaway that from where you were from 12 years ago, you said?
Yes, 12 years ago.
12 years ago to today, what is the biggest mindset shift that happened to you?
Wow, that's a good question, actually. Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys. This is live. I didn't ask him. Let's give him a moment.
The biggest shift of mindset, well, I could say like the hardest one was switching from self-employed to CEO, really.
Yes.
It took me like probably 3 years just to
Yes.
switch the mindset. Yeah,
Yes.
and I think that's probably one of the things I'm going to learn, like without stopping it. But yeah, that would be, some people have this natural leadership. That's what I call leadership.
Mhm.
But I find that that's probably one of the things, it's out of my comfort zone. So a lot of coach for that.
Yeah, thank you for that. You know what? It's very inspiring. I always love when successful entrepreneur is willing to talk about, their weaknesses and their strength, because let's face the reality here. We all have our weaknesses.
Yeah.
Even Superman has his weakness, right? Like, who do we think we are to say that we don't have any weakness? Anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. If you're watching this on replay, make sure to comment below and I'll make sure to answer any of the question that you may have. Thank you, Sik, for being with us and to share
Thank you,
with us.
Marinda.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing with us your journey, your wisdom. And I will make sure to put all of the good services for people to find you in the description box below.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Bye.